Good morning, everyone. This is Bremster, and I'm here with another puzzle. This is another puzzle by Xailran. Xailran is actually someone I knew before the all of the lockdown started. So he recently started setting Sudoku. So this is a bonus for me being able to solve puzzles by someone I've known for quite a while. Um, so um, I will, of course, provide links to the puzzle below, as well as to the this puzzles page on Logic Masters Germany, and as well as to Zalran's other puzzles, which he posts to Logic Masters Germany as well. So this puzzle is called Honeyclone, and I have solved this before. I was involved with the original testing of this puzzle. I think it was about 3 or 4 days ago. So I'm going to go through what I did when I was testing this puzzle, and we were able to sort of come up with this. The colouring in this is not important, but I'll take you through the rules because there's a few rules in this one. So standard Sudoku rules apply. As always, if you like the video, please like. If you subscribe, if you like my channel, please subscribe. I am going to try and post a couple of videos a week. So anyway, standard Sudoku rules apply in each box, in each row, and in each column. The digits from 1 to 9 must appear without repetition. Arrow rules are that on the digits along each arrow out of a circle must contain will sum to the digit within the circle. So, for example, if these were 1, 4, and 3, then this would have to be an 8. And that's just because 1, 4, and 3 sum to 8, so this would have to be an 8. You have palindrome rules. These grey lines are palindromes, which means these must read the same forward and back. So if this was a 7, this would have to be a 7. If this was a 3, this would have to be a 3. And these lines are also palindromes, and these are also palindromes. So, sorry, this is a palindrome and this is a palindrome. So that digit will be that digit will be that digit will be that digit. The final extra rule in this is little killer. Little killer is these clues outside the grid, and they just indicate that the digits on these diagonals will sum to the digits to the digit listed here. So these 5 digits will sum to 12. So what I'm going to do is, because I actually know the break into this puzzle, rather than spend some time sitting here trying to figure it out, I'm just going to show you the break in. I don't know much past the break in, because after that there's quite a few ways that this puzzle can go. But rather than sit here and pretend that I don't know what the break-in is, I'm going to show it to you. And Xailran actually decided to provide a bit of a hint with this honeycomb colouring that was provided. So this is a bit of a hint to the break-in. And I thought that was quite well done, because if you miss it, you can really struggle with this puzzle. I'm actually going to turn the colouring off. And you can do that by just hiding the colors in this app. This is the Cracking the Cryptic app. So anyway, so the break into this is to start asking about what can conflict in the center of this grid, because of the pressure of these little short stubby arrows, which are effectively palindromes in their own right. What goes here must go here. What goes here must go here. So if we were to look at this cell, let's mark that in green, we know that that also goes here because of the palindrome. So that will knock it out of those cells. It will knock it out of those cells. This sees that cell, which means it can't go here. This sees that cell, which means it can't go here. And this sees that cell, which means it can't go here. So this and this automatically become green. So these are all exactly the same cell. Now, if we do more elimination, we can knock out all of that, we can knock out all of that, we can knock out all of that, and these are just eliminations we can do based on standard Sudoku rules. So we've eliminated a lot of stuff. This cell has also been eliminated by seeing this. So that is another effectively clone of itself. So that cell can't be green. So that sees all of those, that sees all of those, that sees that, and that sees that. So this has to be green, and all of these immediately become 2s. And you immediately start getting some information about the grid by those being 2s. And we can then turn that off. And once we've got those 2s, we can then start asking the same about those cells. Because all of a sudden, they can't be blue. That can't be blue because that would reflect there and cause a conflict. That can't be blue because it would reflect there and cause a conflict. So this becomes blue and this becomes blue. These can't be blue because they see that. These can't be blue because they would see that. This can't be blue because it would see that. And this can't be blue because it would reflect there and see that. So blue becomes 3. And that is the main break into the puzzle. Now, when I originally did this, I found the 2s and I did it by highlighting all of these different colors. And then I think I did it by starting to highlight the palindrome different colors, and then I highlighted these different colors, and then I realized these had to be different, and then I was able to put pressure on these, and these were different colors, and I was able to get some multicoloring up here, and I was able to eventually figure out that these had to be the same color. Then I got these with the same color, and then I was able to eliminate down to here. And I had a whole band of coloring up here. But what I wanted to show you was what you can eventually get is that these cells will all be forced to be this pattern. This puts incredible pressure on this diagonal because now we've got 37 with a 3 on it. So what we need to get to is 34. And we've got 4 cells to do it. Now 34 divided by 2 is, my math is going to fail me here, so 15 plus 2 is 17. The only way to make 17 is with 8s and 9s. You can't put a 9 on a 2-cell arrow, so this becomes an 8, this becomes a 9. If we put a 9 here, we would have to put a 9 here because of the palindrome, and that would cause a conflict, so this becomes an 8 and this becomes a 9. This is on a 2-cell arrow, so that has to become a 1. That had to be a 9 because of the arrow as well as because of the short stubby arrow. And we're starting to get quite a bit of restriction. That becomes an 8. And from here on in, I am absolutely shooting in the dark. I have no idea what to do to solve this puzzle. So now the plan is just to figure it out. So we know 3 has to go in one of those 2. We know 8 has to go in one of those. Actually, this 12 diagonal may be under some pressure because I've got to make 10 in those. So neither of those can be 3 or 2. Neither of those can be 3 or 2. If I was to use, I've got to make 10. If I can't use 3 or 2, then I have to use a 4 in each of them, which means they each must be 1-4. So these have to be 1-4 pairs. So this becomes a 1-4. I've got a 1-4 pair here. This becomes a 1-4. I've got a 1-4 pair in the box. I've got a 1-4 pair in the column. So there's a lot of 1-4s happening. Can't put a 1-4 on the palindrome for many reasons. Can't put a 1-4 there. I need to put a 1 or 4 over here. And I need to put a 1 or 4 up here. So there needs to be... Is that right? No. Can't put a 1 or 4 there. Can't put a 1 or 4 there. I need to put a 1 or 4 up there. I can't put a 1 there. I can't put a 1 there. I can't put a 1 there. I need to put a 4 up there, and this becomes a 1. Okay, let me run through that again. I can't put a second 1 or 4 in here because of that. I can't put 1 or 4 in there at all because there's a 1-4 pair in the box. Up here, I need to put a 1 or a 4 to pair with that because it can't go there and it can't go in either of those. So I can't put the second 1 or 4 in any of those cells. It has to go up here. So can I put a 1 up here? I can't put a 1 there because what 3 numbers are going to add to 1? If I put a 1 there, it will reflect there, and that will cause a conflict. And if I put a 1 there, it just causes a conflict. So I cannot put 1 up there. So I have to put 4 up there. Once I put 4 up there, this becomes a 1, this becomes a 1, this becomes a 4, this becomes a 4, this becomes a 1, this becomes a 4, and the 12 diagonal is now done. That's kind of nice. I don't remember that from solving this the first time. Maybe I didn't find it. Okay, so can I put a 4 in here? If I put 4 in here, this would have to be 1, 3. I'd put 3 there, I'd put 1 there. Yeah, that looks possible. 3, 3, 3 is in one of those two. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be looking at. I can't put 4 there. I'm looking at 3 there, but these has to be a minimum of 6. This is 6, 7, 8, or 9. So what am I even talking about? Look at the 3 cell arrow, Bremster. So this is a 6, 7, 8, or 9, not a 4. 4 is up here. Which means... What does... I'm not sure how to read that. There's something weird going on, but I'm not sure what it is. 4 can't be there. Okay, if I look over here, this is 9. It can't be 1, 8. It can't be 3, 6. So this is 2, 7, or 4, 5. Four is over here. 8 is down here. But 8 can reflect into either of those. 9 is in one of those two. That can't be 9 because it would reflect to there and see 2 9s. So that can't be 9. Actually, is 9 where I should be looking? That can't be 9, so 9 is in one of those two. 9 is not there, which means 9 couldn't be there anyway. 9 can't be on the palindrome, so that puts 9 in one of those two. 8 is not there. Can 8 be there? Yeah, it can. So 8 is... in one of those three. I am missing something blindingly obvious, I'm sure. So what can this be? If this was 6, it'd be 1, 5. Is it 1s? So 1 has to go in one of those two. 1 is up the top here, but it can't go there because I can't reflect it. Maybe I shouldn't have abandoned the colouring, but I remember not needing the colouring after all of that. It's this. I'm sure it's going to have something to do with this. So I can't put 7 there. So if I can't put 7 there, I can't put 2 there. 2 there would put 4 there. 4 there would put 2 there, and 5 there would put 1 there. What about this 9? I can't use 8, 1. I can't use 7, 2. I can't use 4, 5. So this must be 6, 3. Does that really not give me anything more? This can't be 1, 2, 3. Oh, what am I looking at? This can't be 1, 2, 3, so this is not a 6. This can't be 1, 2, 4 because of that 4, so this can't be 7. This is an 8. This is an 8. It's obviously too early in the morning for Bremster. That 8 now goes into one of those two, but that reflects to there, and it can't be there because of that one. What am I even talking about? So that becomes the 8. That becomes the 9. That 8 puts 8 there. Nope, that is complete and utter nonsense. That 9, however, because 9 was one of those two cells, forces 9 into there. That is no longer a 9. That puts 9 there. That puts 9 up the top, and it must go there, which only leaves that spot for a 1. This is starting to make a little more sense. Now, where can 1 go here? So 1 can't go in there because of that 1. 1 can't go there because it would reflect to there, and there's a 1 in the box. So 1 goes into one of those two spots, which takes 1 out of there, which takes 5 out of there. There's no 1 there. So how did I ever think that was a 5? What am I even doing? I'm sorry, everyone. That's a 4. That's a 2. That's a 2, so that's a 7. I particularly apologise to Xailran for completely messing up his puzzle. But we're getting there, I think, assuming I haven't made mistakes. And if I've made lots of mistakes, then you'll never see this. This video will disappear into the ether. It will disappear into the digital trash can of doom. 5, 6... No, 5, 7, and 8. That can't be 8. So this is an 8. So it's either 1, 2, 5 or 1, 3, 4, and it can't be 1, 3, 4. So this is 1, 2, 5. So the digits that are on the palindrome now are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So this becomes a 6 and a 7. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 8. So this is a 5 or an 8. That 8 is seeing that 5, so these both become 8. So there's no 8 in there. Those 8s force that to be an 8. It's interesting. That 5 makes that a 7, makes that a 5. That 5 looks up, makes that a 2, makes that a 5. I'm doing the that a thing again. 1, 2, 3, 6, and 7. That's not 7, so that must be 7 because I now had the 3, 6 pair in the row. Maybe this column, 3, 6, and 7 again. And again, that can't be 7, so that has to be 7. 8 with 3 or 6. So if that's 3, that's 5. And it can't. Okay, I was meaning to be in center mode, but if that's 3, that's 5, and it can't be. So that must be 6, which means that must be 2, which means that must be 1. The remaining digits in here are... hang on. I can't put 3 in there, so that must be the 3, that must be the 6, that must be the 3. These now are 4, 5. That must be a 5, that must be a 5, that must be a 4. In this row, I'm missing 1 and 6. And of course I'm seeing how to resolve that. 1 and 6. 4 and 7. 5 and 6. So this becomes a 5 and 6 because that is a palindrome. These become 4 and 7 because, of course, they were palindromes. That 4 resolves it. They become 7s. They become 4s. That 7 looks over here and makes both of those 6s and both of those 7s. This column is only missing 1 digit, which appears to be a 4. This column is missing 2 digits. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So this will be a 5 and a 6. So these become 5 because of that 6, and this becomes a 6. That 6 is making that a 3. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6. That 4 is making that a 6 and that 4. That 5 is making that a 6, that a 6, that a 5. This is missing just a 1. This is now 7 and 9. The 9 there is making that 7 and that 9. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 5. And the final 2 digits to go into the grid need to be 1 and 3. So that's quite a short video, but the big trick to discover with this puzzle really is the break-in. I know what I showed you was just how to break into the puzzle rather than discovering it on my own. I thought it would have been disingenuous to not show you the trick. The way to discover it, as I said at the time, is if you color the cells based on, first of all, the palindrome reflection, which puts some pressure on these digits, and then you color these individual digits. You can start coloring this entire column, and you get a fairly good coloring of this entire column. And then these mapping will put pressure on some of these digits, and you will eventually be able to isolate those digits to be the same thing. And once you've done that, all of the pressure on that cell gets you those all being the same fairly quickly. And then once you've determined that they're the same fairly quickly, this 3, you see this pattern and you realize it can be reflected, and you do the same on those cells, and you very quickly can map the 3. And as you saw, once you've got those 2s and 3s, the entire thing falls fairly quickly. I hope you enjoy that puzzle, and I hope you enjoy the way I showed you that puzzle. As I said, it's not a normal solve, but I hope you enjoyed it. If you thought that was not a good way to present the puzzle, please comment or let me know, and I will avoid doing that in the future, and I will show the puzzles in a different way, or I will avoid showing puzzles that way. If you think that that is a good way to help people who are trying to learn the puzzle or struggling with the break-in and they just want to see how to get past the break-in, then please let me know that as well, because that way I know that these videos are valuable to people. Thank you very much for watching. Have a good day.